When I was 13, my mom handed me this small, neatly wrapped box. I remember the crinkle of the paper in her hands. She looked at me. Her eyes were so serious, and she said, "This is for your 18th birthday. Promise me you won't open it until then." I just laughed. 5 years? That was an eternity. It felt like a lifetime away. But she was insistent. She made me swear on it, a solemn promise between mother and son. At the time, it felt like a quirky, fun little secret we shared. I had no idea that just a few months later, she'd be gone. Her passing wasn't something I could process. It was like the world just stopped turning. Grief is a strange thing. It doesn't just make you sad. It hollows you out. After she died, I became someone else entirely. I was angry all the time, this simmering rage just under my skin. I felt completely lost, like a ship without a rudder, just drifting in a storm. And honestly, I was reckless. I pushed everyone away. I didn't care about school. My grades plummeted. I didn't care about myself. I stopped eating right, stopped sleeping. I really just didn't care about anything. The vibrant world I knew with her in it had turned gray and muted. But through all that chaos, all that self-destruction, I kept the box. It was the one piece of her, the one promise I hadn't broken yet. It sat on my shelf, gathering dust, a silent reminder of a future she had planned for me, a future I no longer believed in. Years passed in a blur of apathy and anger. Friends tried to reach out, but I built walls so high no one could climb them. Teachers gave up on me. I was just this ghost haunting the hallways, a shell of the kid I used to be. The box was my only constant. Sometimes I'd pick it up, feel its weight in my hands, and I'd be tempted. So tempted to just rip it open, to get that one last piece of her. But I couldn't. My promise, that silly childhood promise, was the last thread connecting me to her, and I couldn't bring myself to sever it. It felt like betraying her all over again. So I'd put it back down, and the anger would come rushing back, a familiar, ugly shield. Then came my 18th birthday. There was no party, no cake, no celebration. It was just another day, marked only by the date on the calendar. I found myself alone in my room, the house eerily quiet. My eyes landed on the box. It was time. After 5 long, painful years, it was finally time. My heart started pounding in my chest, a rhythm I hadn't felt in ages. With trembling hands, I picked it up and carefully, so carefully, peeled back the wrapping paper she had folded all those years ago. Inside, cushioned in soft tissue paper, was a simple flash drive and a sealed envelope. My fingers fumbled as I picked up the flash drive. It felt impossibly heavy. I walked over to my old laptop, my breath catching in my throat. I plugged it in. A single video file popped up on the screen. I clicked on it. And there she was, my mom. She was smiling, that same warm, familiar smile that I thought I'd only ever see in faded photographs again. She looked so alive, so real. It was like she was right there in the room with me. "Hi, baby," her voice. The sound of her voice hit me like a physical blow, and the dam I had built around my heart finally broke. "If you're watching this," she continued, her voice gentle, "it means you're 18 now. Happy birthday, my love." The tears I had held back for 5 years started streaming down my face. I couldn't stop them. She talked for what felt like hours. She talked about how proud she was of the boy I was, and the man she knew I would become. She somehow knew I would struggle. She said she worried about the way I always hid my sadness behind jokes, or retreated into silence when things got tough. It was like she could see right through me, even from across time. "I want you to know," she said, her own eyes welling up on the screen, "that even if I'm not there with you, you are never, ever alone. Not really. I'm always with you." I just sobbed. These raw, guttural sounds I didn't know I was capable of making. It was a release of 5 years of pent-up pain, anger, and loneliness. I let it all out. After the video ended, I just sat there for a long time, the silence filled with the echo of her words. My chest felt lighter, like a massive weight had been lifted. Then I remembered the envelope. My hands were still shaking as I picked it up. On the front, in her familiar handwriting, it said, "For when you become a father." I carefully broke the seal and unfolded the letter inside. It was another message from her, a guide. It was full of her wisdom, her advice on how to love a child, how to be patient, how to be strong. She wrote, "So you'll know how to love your child. The way I loved you." Reading those words, I felt her love wrap around me like a warm blanket. At the very bottom of the page, there was one final, powerful line. "Don't harden your heart, my son. Life is still waiting for you, and in that quiet room, with her letters in my hand and her voice still ringing in my ears. For the first time in 5 years, I let myself believe she was right. I let myself believe that life wasn't over. That there was still beauty and hope and love out there waiting for me. Her gift wasn't just a memory, it was a map. A map back to myself. A map to the future she always knew I deserved. And I decided right then and there that I was finally ready to start following it. Thank you for listening.